The 128 report contains details about the operations and financial performance of the airport during the fiscal year 2014, with an audited financial statement and an extensive corporate governance report, which concluded that PJIAE substantially complies with and is committed to the observance of the corporate governance provisions, and its policies and procedures are generally consistent with the letter and spirit of the Corporate Governance Code. Madam President, honorable members of Parliament, I am happy to report to you, as elected representatives of the people, and as I stated in the annual report, that SXM Airport posted a rather robust performance in virtually every sector in 2014, including operations and finance. Total in-plane passenger traffic, including transit passengers, increased by 6.3% compared to the previous year. Aircraft movements went up by 3.1% during the 12-month period ending December 31st, 2014. Compared to the same period in 2013, charter, scheduled, and corporate jets increased by 40.6%, 12.2%, and 6.4% respectively. Similarly, most of the airlines servicing St. Martin, and particularly SXM Airport, performed quite well during 2014. Delta Airlines increased the frequency of its flights from JFK, New York to a daily service, while Air Transat disclosed that year-to-date its average load factor reached 72%, up from 54% in 2013. It added an additional flight from Toronto in December, and with a load factor of between 75 to 80%, Copa Airlines recorded a strong performance in 2014, increasing its frequency from 4 to 5 flights in December. The merger and consolidation of airlines such as American and US Airways resulted in less service to some airports in the region, but it has so far not had any negative effect on SXM Airport. As a matter of fact, American Airlines and US Airways combined accounted for some 60% of traffic from the US, our main source market, to SXM Airport. It is now a known fact that SXM Airport is no longer the international airport for St. Martin alone. It is the international airport for 7 of our hub partners: Anguilla, St. Barts, St. Eustatius, Saint Martin, Nevis, and Dominica. This has become a major selling point in attracting new air service to SXM Airport. Madam President, honorable members of Parliament, I am sure you will be pleased to read in the report that financially our total revenue increased by 13.9% from $52.5 million in 2013 to $59.8 million in 2014. Aeronautical revenue and non-aeronautical revenue increased by 12.9% and 18.7% respectively over the same period. The increase in aeronautical revenue was due to a growth in passenger traffic, passenger fee increases, airport fee revenue stemming from increased aircraft movements. SXM Airport continues to operate as a financially efficient and self-supporting government-owned company that receives no direct funding from government. In spite of a global economy that was still in recovery, we were able to maintain our Moody's credit rating. May I also inform you, Madam President, that we have also been able to maintain the same rating this year. Okay. Again, a fact that will be reflected in the annual report for the current year. The execution of our capital improvement program, funded from part of the $130 million bond we succeeded floated on the international financial market, continue with some highs and lows in the year under review. You will find the progress of the projects we embarked upon under this program in the report. I must, however, highlight the fact that analysts at Moody's Investor Service, in their latest credit opinion, said, and I quote, "Many of the remaining projects are delayed, including the fuel farm relocation, Goddard Catering, relocation as well as the construction of fixed base operation, the FBO terminal, and the rescue and fire and technical buildings." The analyst further added, "Our expectation is that some delays and cost overruns are likely to occur due to projects' dependency on one another. We are in the process of calculating the possible cost overruns that could arise from such delays. But the fact that Moody's focused on this should make us avoid necessary delays as much as possible. It is my belief that we may have even been able to obtain a higher Moody's rating had we been able to carry out our capital improvement projects on schedule and on budget." In spite of these challenges, SXM Airport continued to attract very positive international attention throughout 2014, with several prestigious awards and commendations. This is a trend that began in earnest in 2013 and spilled over into 2014 as we continue the celebration of our 70th anniversary through the year with various activities. Among the awards we received were the International Award for Business Leadership in Image and Quality. This award is granted by the Global Trade Leaders Club in Madrid, Spain, and is presented to organizations in recognition of their work, devotion, innovation, and quality to develop the industry. SXM Airport was also honored with the European Award for Best Practices by the European Society for Quality Research in Brussels, Belgium. At the local level, we also received the Award for Excellence for Outstanding Managerial Leadership, Strategy Development, Customer Orientation, and Strategy Implementation, granted by JMB Communication, which owns the well-known website www.everythingsxm.com. As successful as 2014 has been, despite the passing of Hurricane Gonzalo in September, which forced us to close the airport for one day in compliance with the regulatory requirements and best practices in such circumstances, none of our achievements would have been possible without the hard work, dedication, commitment, and enthusiasm of the entire staff of SXM Airport, the support of the Supervisory Board of Directors, and the cooperation of all our stakeholders. I do not say this as a cliche, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I am personally indebted to each and every employee of the airport for another productive year. Despite the challenges, leading the way has been much easier by their professionalism. Madam President, honorable members of Parliament, it now gives me great pleasure to hand over to you the Annual Report 2014 of the Princess Juliana International Operating Company, both in hard copy and in digital format.
Afford what you crave, life just gets so good. KFC, so good for everyone.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guineas real easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation. That's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
Anybody bingo? Nobody bingo.
I've always been hearing the name Moody's. What is Moody's? Who is Moody's? Where is Moody's? Because every time I hear an interview, whether it's in Parliament, whether it's in the newspapers, whether it's on the radio, I think the word that is being used the most when it comes from any one of the individuals presenting or talking about the airport, we keep hearing this rating, Moody's, 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 Moody's. In layman terms, can an explanation be given as to what, who, where is Moody's, please? And second to that, I would like to know, in the Caribbean, in this region, where does St. Martin rank in terms of, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, when it comes to the privates, when it comes to arrivals, when it comes to stay over? Where does St. Martin rank in terms of the, the most other popular destinations like Puerto Rico and the Bahamas, and seeing that Antigua just finished their new airport and stuff with a bit of competition, I guess, that would bring to St. Martin? How are we faring? How, what's our rank right now? And how is it looking in terms of acquiring more airlift to the island, more privates to the island? That's number 2. And I know that in this setting, basically, we are here to get a breakdown on the financial report, but I think I'll be doing myself and the people of St. Martin a grave injustice if I don't throw out these questions, because given as late, when you read the media and the newspapers and everything, issues down at PGIA seems to be a hot topic, especially when it comes to the FBO. I would like to know also, what does FBO mean? What is a FBO? Why do we need a FBO? For the people of St. Martin, can you please explain, Madam Chair, what does FBO mean? And Madam Chair, looking at the finances, I would like to ask, through you, Madam Chair, I know that the airport has a number of loans. Who are the creditors? And I believe, because I remember, and I stand to be corrected on this, when the causeway was being inaugurated, at that time, I don't remember whether it was a member of parliament or a minister made mention that the airport went off island to borrow money or seek loans or a creditor to finance their initiatives and projects, and they didn't look in-house in terms of the central bank. I would like to know, why didn't you, or why didn't the airport look towards the central bank to acquire a credit, a loan, to do the necessary upgrades at the airport? And also, this may be, and I want to stress on the word, it may be, Madam Chair, given the legal issues of the managing director right now that we have seen in the newspaper when it comes to screening and this and that. I want to stand clear on this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Madam Chair, or the managing director. I stand to be corrected on this. Did the former chairman of the board, Clarence Derby, ask for a screening for management when he was there? Did he ask for a screening for management on the airport? And also, were your person included in that screening? Did you request the screening? Did you have a problem with the screening? Were you available for the screening?
At the breakdown, where it pertains to the aircraft movement in comparison, well, I guess not in the days that when I was there, but nevertheless, it continued to show a rebound increase in aircraft movement from the 2009 to 2014. It shows a 5-year difference of a continued climb where that's concerned. Another area that also I think is showing a little promising is the cargo movement. I think this area has always been one of the most trying areas because of the high cost for cargo, but nevertheless I'm seeing in the presentation here that in 2014 it continued to show an increase. And the question would be, with the new building of the new facility, cargo facility, how much more capacity would the airport then would have in comparison to 2013, 2014, and when the new facility is completed? What is the difference in the capacity and the cargo air and terminal for cargo? I also listened keenly, but I was looking for the breakdown, and I'm not sure if I did see it, on the amount of private jets in comparison in a breakdown. I did not see the private jet comparison from year to year where St. Martin is concerned. The reason, Madam Chair, through you, is because I've realized that the competition is on our heels, and even now, Anguilla have even taken a huge chunk of the private jets landing at Juliana, because this seems to have been taken off in putting their facility in place. And I was looking for the comparison that how many private jets went into Anguilla in comparison to landing at Juliano. But I know, speaking to my former colleagues at the airport, one was telling me, Madam Chair, if we have 100 flights coming to Juliano, it seems as if that 30% give or take, goes to Anguilla and land in Anguilla directly now, because the problem Juliana seems to have is space and proper facility where that's concerned. And then my question, through you, Madam Chair, can Parliament be provided with a breakdown on the pending projects at the airport based on the agreement that the airport signed off on its loan? What are the projects and how much money does the airport has available for these projects that need to be executed? So the fuel farm, the relocating of the fuel farm, the cargo building, the FBO, and the other projects.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank.
Anybody bingo? Nobody bingo.
1,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
Madam Chair, I looked briefly, because we just received this, at the report that was given, or the report given by the airport, and I noticed it says here, transit passengers are not really a pertinent measure of St. Martin Airport's performance, as they do not contribute to airport's revenues, nor do they utilize the airport terminal for purchase of retail food and beverage. However, Madam Chair, I think that I would like to know what is the airport going to do, or what are the plans to increase that transit, meaning reducing the time and process to go through from one plane to the next. And even though I have read what I am stated here, another question that comes out of that, that even though it does not, is not pertinent as recorded here, as stated here, that transit contributes to greater movements and larger aircrafts coming here to St. Martin, so it opens opportunities for real growth in that area. So my question would be, what are the plans to target that specific area? I also would like to know, is the airport collecting any revenues for aircraft that transit over our airspace? Madam Chair, we have it's quite visible and known that to travel within the region, I'm not even looking at outside the region, it's very expensive. So I would like to know the landing fees. What are the landing fees for the airport in comparison to the region? How do we rank? I started to look quickly on the internet, and they gave me more information on larger airports, but nothing on the region. I just want to know what do we charge here in St. Martin? My next question is, can the airport differentiate the tax structure based on distance or zones with the aim to make taxes passengers pay more realistic to stimulate more regional traffic? In essence, the more regional traffic, the more stable and the more stable the economy is, and it contributes more to the economy. I also would like to know, can the airport promote a no tax or a low tax, like a $5 fee for persons staying here 24 hours or less from the region? This is to help stimulate Caribbean travel because that is a lucrative market. So just a question and thinking outside of the box. I also noticed in the entire book, little mention, I see the beginning says Princess Juliana International Airport, but I see more remarks of a St. Martin Airport, and I'm not sure if that's a subliminal message or not, but I would like to know the director's view on changing the name of the airport, because in Parliament it was indicated, a suggestion or a proposal was made to name the airport after the late Vance James Jr., but I would like for the director to give her views of such and the costs to change such and the procedures, because I'm told after that meeting it's not a 1, 2, 3 process, and it's a heavy cost to change the name of the airport. So I would like to know, is that the plan of the director, and how much would that cost approximately?